Hey everybody, it's Unit 5 practice test. Let's get started. Alright, it's your time to practice and prepare for your test. So at this time, if you can please do 1 through 5 and solve for x. And when you're ready, pause the video. Welcome back, guys. Let's see how you did. Alright, so we have our mid-segments right here. These are our parallel lines. And remember, our smaller one will be 2 times the larger, 3x minus 10. So we're going to multiply 2 to x, so 2x equals 3x minus 10. I'm going to subtract the 3x to both sides, so I'm going to get negative 1x equals negative 10. And when I divide, I'm going to get x equaling 10. Alright, let's move on to our next example. Here are our 2 mid-segments that are parallel to each other. And we're going to take our smaller segment and times it by 2. So 2 times 2x plus 23 equals 8x. We're going to distribute out our 2 to each term. So we're going to get 4x plus 46 equals 8x. I subtract 4x to both sides. I get 46 equals 4x. I divide by 4, and I get 11.5. Awesome job, you guys. Let's continue. Alright, we have our mid-segments, which are parallel to each other. And we're going to times 2 to our smaller segment, which is this one right here. So we're going to do 2 times 5x minus 3 equals x plus 12. We distribute our 2 to each term in the parentheses, so 2x minus 6 equals x plus 12. We subtract x to both sides, we get 9x equals. We add 6 to both sides and we get 18. We divide by 9 to both sides and we get 2. Alright, so we're going to find our mid-segment, which are our parallel lines. And then we're going to take our smaller segment, which is the 13, and times it by 2. So 2 times 13 equals x. So when we do that, we'll get 26 equals x. And then finally, we're going to be finding our perimeter of triangle ABCD. The perimeter of ABCD equals 124. Alright, so we're going to set it up as an equation, but first we have to find our sides. So we know that this side here is 2 times our mid-segment, which is 2x minus 15, which will give us 4x minus 30. Alright, so I'm going to find my sides first. So now I'm going to find the side that's parallel to it, so go straight down, which is our mid-segment here would be x minus 5, so I'm going to do 2 times x minus 5 and get 2x minus 10. I'm going to underline those in red so that we know what we're going to be combining. And finally, and I'm going to do a different color, our mid-segment here is 10x minus x minus 10. I'm going to times it by 2, so 2 times x minus 10, which will get 2x minus 20. Alright, we're going to set these equal to each other. So we're going to do, so I'm going to take everything that's underlined in red and set it equal, and I'm going to erase this one on top so we don't get confused. Set it equal to our perimeter. So 2x minus 10 plus 2x minus 20 plus 4x minus 30 equals 124. Now I'm going to combine like terms, which will get me 8x minus 60 equals 124. I add 60 to both sides and I get 8x equals 184. I divide by 8 and I get 23. Alright guys, keep it up. Good job. Alright, now if you guys can please answer 6 through 10. 6 through 10. And when you're ready, please unpause the video. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. First thing I'm going to do is draw myself a triangle, just to help me visualize what's going on. So I'm going to do B, C, D. So BC is 14, CD is 16, and BD is 15. So I'm going to list my angles from smallest to largest. I'll read my directions, so I'll start with my smallest angle, which is 14. So that's angle D. And then I'm going to go to my next smallest, which is 15, go up, which is angle C. And then I'm going to go to my next smallest, which is 16, which is angle B. Awesome job, you guys. Keep it up. Alright, let's see how you did here. So we're going to draw a triangle, and we're going to draw our letters, B, C, D. Alright, so BC is 15, CD is 6, and BD is 13. Alright, so we're going to go smallest to largest. So I'm going to go to my smallest side, which is 6. Go down. Alright, so that's angle B. Awesome job, you guys. You got that. Alright, next one will be 13. Go up. Up, that's angle C. Good job. And then finally, angle side 15 to angle D. And that would be my order. You guys did such a great job. Alright, so list the sides from largest to smallest. Alright, so first I'm going to draw my triangle. For my first one, I'm going to have M, N, O. Alright, so we know what angle M is. That's 90. And N is 50. So I have to do a quick angle sum, a triangle angle sum. So 180 minus 90 minus 50, which will give me 40. So I start with my smallest angle, which is 40, and I go across, and I get, oh, we're going largest to smallest. Whoops, I'm about to make a mistake. I hope you didn't make the same mistake I was about to. So we're going to go to our largest, which is 90, which is NO. Oops, I'm going to put the wrong letter, NO. Alright, our next one is 50, go down, that's MO. And then finally our smallest, which would be MN. Excellent job, you guys. Same here, I still want to do the triangle angle sum theorem to see what angle N is, just in case. We don't know what it is, and I want to make sure I order it correctly. So I'm going to do 180 minus 108 minus 40, which will give me 32. So I'm going to start by going down. I'm going to start with my 108 to get my largest, which is NO. Then 40, which will give me MN. And then finally 32, which goes straight down, which is MO. At the dinner table, Mark is trying to create a triangle from dry spaghetti noodles. If he has a noodle that is 3 inches and another that is 5, which of the following noodles can he not use? Alright, so I have to figure out, remember that if I'm trying to form a triangle, I want to form one that when I add them together is going to be greater than. Alright? So, what I'm going to do is, let's start with our first one. So it would be a 3, 5, 5. So if I take my two smallest, add them together, that is greater, so that's not it. So if I do my next one, it's going to be a 3, 4, 5. Alright, my two smallest, add them together, is that greater? That would be 7, that is greater than 5, so that's not it. Alright, so this one would be a 3, 5, 8. If I add these together, that would be equal to. We can't have equal. We have to have greater. And just to double check, we'll do our last one. This would be a 3, 5, 7. And if I add that together, that's 8. That is greater. So this one would work, so that's not what I'm looking for. All right, let's go on to 11 through 11 and 12, and then our part 1 over here, matching. So when you're ready, please unpause the video. Alright, welcome back. Let's see how great you did. Alright, so BD is the median. Find the length of AD. Because this is a median, it will cause it to be congruent. So if CD is 7, AD would be 7. Alright, we are to find AD. So the first thing I need to do is find X. Well, CD and AD are congruent to each other, so we need to set them equal to each other. So 3x minus 2 equals 2x plus 10. I want to subtract the 2 to both sides. I get x minus 2 equals 10. I add 2 to both sides, and I get 12. But it didn't ask me for x, it asked me for AD. So I want to substitute back in. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to do 2 times 12 plus 10. Which will give me 24 plus 10 is 34. Alright, our first one is an angle bisector. So we're trying to find a line that cuts an angle into 2 pieces. Alright, that is BK, which is D. Our median, remember, goes from a vertex straight down to the middle, the median of our line. Alright, so I'm going from a vertex straight down the middle of a line, and that would be LS, which is B. Our next one is our altitude. Remember, that goes from a vertex and forms a right angle. Well, only one that goes from a vertex would be right here, which will be LW A. Perpendicular bisector does not come from a vertex, but does form a right angle, which would be ST, which would be E. And a vertex is where our two lines of our angles meet. Alright? Which would be B, would be a vertex, which is C. Alright guys, keep it up. You're doing an awesome job. Alright, it is now your time to do 19 through 22, and when you're ready, please unpause the video. Welcome back, you guys. Let's see how you did. Alright, so our first one is finding SU. Alright, so what we have is our centroid, and we have our 2/3 line right here, which is our larger line. And we want to find SU, so we know that SV equals 2/3 of SU. So we know what SV is, which is 10, and we're going to do 2/3 of SU. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3, and I get 30 equals 2SU, because I'm going to get rid of that denominator. I'm going to divide by 2, and SU equals 15. So I'm going to do 20 down here, ST. Alright, it tells me that RS equals ST. Well, RS is 6.2. Because of the centroid, this forms it is a median, which means that these two segments are congruent. So that means once I find RS, it's going to be the same as ST because it says it right there. So what I'm going to do for number 20 is take 6.25 and add it to 6.25. And when I do that, I'm going to get 12.5. And that would be my answer for 20. Alright. VU. Alright, because we have our centroid, our 2/3 line here, and our 1/3 line here, we know that VU is half of our 2/3 line. So for 21, we're going to say VUV equals 1/2 our 2/3 line, which is SV, which is 10. So we take half of 10. So that's going to give me 5 as an answer. Alright, it says find the perimeter of triangle RST. Alright, well, we discovered in number 20 that this is 12.5. And this side is 12.5 also. So really what I have to do is discover the bottom. Well, remember that centroids are medians, which cut these lines into 2 equal pieces. So if this is 8, then RU is 8. So we're going to combine these together and add them together to get 16. So what I'm going to do is, for number 22, I'm going to take 12.5 plus 12.5 plus 16 and get 41 as my answer. Alright guys, awesome job. You're doing great. You can keep on doing your great work. Alright guys, you're going to do 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. And when you're ready, please unpause the video. Welcome back. Okay, we're going to determine if the side lengths could form a triangle and prove your answer with an inequality. Alright, so in our first example, number 22, we're going to take our 2 smaller side lengths and see if they are greater than our largest, which is 10. So we're going to do 2 plus 5. Is that greater than 10? 7 is not greater than 10. That's not possible, so this one is a no. Going on to our next one, we're going to take our 2 smaller sides. 18 plus 25. Is that greater than 37? So it is 43. 43 is greater than 37, so this one is a yes. Moving on to number 24. We're going to take our 2 smaller sides, which is 15 and 37. We're going to do 15 plus 37. Is that greater than 50? Well, 52 is greater than 50, and this is a yes. Number 25, we're going to take our 2 smaller sides, which is 7 and 24. So we're going to do 7 plus 24. See if they're greater than 31. 7 plus 24 is 31. And we can't have it equal to. We have to have it greater to form a triangle. So this one is a no. Alright, given the measures of the 2 sides, find the ranges for the 3rd side. Alright, so if you recall, we're going to find our range. We're going to subtract. So 48 minus 3 is 45. And x will have to be greater than that. And then we're going to add 48 plus 3, which is 51. So x will have to be less than 51, but greater than 45. Alright, we're going to do the same in 27. So we're going to subtract 21 from 11, which will give us 13. That will have to be greater than x. But then we have to do 24 plus 11, and x will have to be less than 35. Alright, so we're going, if this if the two sides of a triangle are 19 and 31, check all the possible answers of our third side. Alright, so first we need to find our range. So we're going to take 34 and subtract it from 19, which will give us 15. So x will have to be greater than 15. And then we're going to do 34 plus 19, which is 53. So x is less than 53, but greater than 15. So that's where we're going to be in our ranges. So 13 is not a possibility, and 15 isn't because that's not greater. So 21 is a yes. 38 is in that range, and 32 is a yes. 59 is a no because that is greater than 53, and x has to be less than that amount. Alright guys, keep it up. You're doing excellent. Alright, 29 through 32 will be your next task. And when you're ready, please unpause the video. Welcome back, you guys. Let's see how well you did. Alright, our first example we're going to do is order from least to greatest, or angles. So, we go from our smallest angle, our smallest side, to get our smallest angle, which would be angle, and I chose the wrong one, which would be angle B. Great job, you guys. Our next one will be, our side would be 9, which will get us to angle C. And finally, side 13, our largest side, will get us to angle D. Before I continue, I'm going to do the triangle angle sum. So I'm going to do 180 minus 64 minus 57. And then that would give me 59. I am going to be ordering from least to greatest. So I go from my smallest angle to my which will be my smallest side, which would be KM. Then I'm going to do 59, which will be LM. And then finally 64, KL. Compare sides by filling in the blank of less than or greater than symbol. Alright, so our first one is WZ and XZ. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is do the triangle angle sum theorem. So I am going to do 180 minus 76 minus 42, which will give us an answer of 62. I'm also going to, even though I'm not there yet, I'm going to also do this one, 180 minus 65 minus 44, which will give me 71. Alright, so my first side is WZ, which is 62, and XZ, which is 71. So this would be less than. Our next one is, and I'm going to kind of erase my lines, not my answers. Alright, so in case I need that information. Alright, XY and YZ. So I'm going to go here. That's 44. YZ is 65. So this one is another less than. Our last and final comparison would be XZ and YZ. So YZ is 65. Oh, I gotta put YZ is 65, and then XZ is 71. So this would be a greater than symbol. Alright, our next one is BC and DE. So DE is 72 and BC is 75, so that would be a greater than symbol. You guys are doing so well. Keep it up. Alright, so our next one is 8 and 9. And when you're ready, please unpause the video. Alright, you guys, welcome back. Let's see how you did. So these are perpendicular bisectors and angle bisectors. So here is our bisector here, perpendicular bisector, which means these two are equal to each other. So we want to set them equal to each other, and we're going to find SR. So we're going to substitute back in. So 10x minus 3 equals 3x plus 39. We subtract to get 7x. Subtract 3 to both sides, which will get 7x minus 3 equals 39. Add the 3 to both sides, and I get 7x equals 42. Divide by 7, and x equals 6. Now we're going to do SR, which we're going to substitute in. So 3 times 6 plus 39, which will give us 57. Alright, so we have our angle bisectors. And then, so this angle here is being bisected, which would make these two angles congruent to each other. So we want to set them equal to each other. So we're going to get 4x plus 2 equals 7x minus 37. We subtract 3 to both sides, and we get 3x plus 2 equals negative 37. We subtract 2 to both sides. Oops, I should get a negative 3, not a positive 3. Subtract 2 to both sides, and we get negative 3x equals negative 39. Divide, and we'll get 13. I want to substitute in to solve for LMN. So what is going to happen is I'm going to solve for one of my angles. It is 4x by substituting in my 13. So 4 times 13 plus 2, which is 54. So this is 54, and that means that angle would be 54. So I would want to take my answer and times it by 2, which is 108. Alright, you guys, great job. Alright, I'm going to end the video here. You have a little bit more practice to go through, a couple more examples. So please take the time to review and rewatch the video as many times as you wish. And stay tuned for and watch part 2 of your practice tests. Alright, guys. See you in a little bit for part 2. Alright, bye-bye.